I believe that what DeMuzio articulated and what we tend to hear at the state level, which is you're obstructionists, you guys, we're hearing it at the federal level. We're hearing it every day. That this begins to answer that, and I am certain that you hear it at the local level as well. So that this can become for you too a tool to begin to at least have conversations with your local leaders, and then maybe with your district. I would certainly with your local leaders first around how do we feel about these things? Are these things that we are for? Are these things that we can advocate for on behalf of students and on behalf of improvement? Because we all have to be about this. Right now, the way it's kind of coming down, it's looking like the legislatures, the foundations, the educational reform people care more about these things than we do. And I know that's not true. No one cares more about these issues than our teachers. And if this helps you articulate some of those things, then we hope you'll use it. And it covers a variety of different topics. And so some of the things that it talks about are things that we have been for a very long time. We've been for really good induction and mentoring programs for new teachers, new principals, superintendents, and school boards. That is not something new. We're certainly been on record as being for equitable funding that will give the resources that all schools need to be able to be successful. But this goes a little further than maybe some of the more traditional things that we have been for in the past. This begins to stretch us in some ways that maybe we haven't thought of before or gone on record as being for. It also becomes a platform for us that complements the legislative platform around the quality teaching and learning issues that we're facing in the legislature. So we need some guidance about, again, what we're for, what we can be for, coming from the membership, voted again by the RA, and it helps serve as a document for us in terms of when we're even involved in legislative decisions. So right now, accountability is measured at the school level by how well kids meet a static standard. Okay, so we know that every year in No Child Left Behind, more of our kids are supposed to be meeting or exceeding standards. It doesn't matter in this law where the kids come in. If they come in 4 years behind to a classroom, the expectation is that they, by the end of 1 year, are going to make up 4 years' growth. Impossible. So growth models really, what they aim to do is measure how much a child has learned in a year. So if they come in 4 years behind, then you could be considered having made acceptable progress if that child makes a year or more progress. They're still behind, but they've grown. We know that all kids aren't college bound, and we're not calling for that. But on the other hand, to be career ready in this day and age means something very different than it meant 20 years ago. So our standards have to be rigorous enough so that when a child graduates from high school, they are either career or college ready. And our assessment system ought to tell us along the way how they're doing. These are the kinds of things that we are calling for in our Priority 1 document. There's a long list of strategies that we are for that would help us get there. The research suggests that some of the best professional development is teachers having time during the school day to talk to each other around how their kids are doing, to look at those common assessments that we have, get that real-time data so that they can make some changes in their instruction and work together. Districts have an obligation to provide the time for that. and then the training to help all teachers access the data, use it the right way, and provide, again, decent PD. But we have a whole list of strategies. We want to look at these new school designs. There are some new models and new school designs that have small learning communities, early college, high schools. There are theme academies. There are all kinds of innovations that are going on right now in public schools that we need to learn from. We can learn from some, we say it right here. We can learn from public charter schools. We need to look and see the successful charter schools, the ones that are doing well. We need to look at them and learn from them. I just want to highlight a lot of the strategies that we've talked about. Some of them, I'm going to tell you, for some people may provide, some uncomfortableness with those strategies. You might be thinking, I'm not sure if I'm for that. But again, I would ask everybody to keep an open mind and remember that a lot of this is based on research, and it's a combination of strategies. There's not only one thing that works. We know that, and it's something we have to combat in the public who thinks and the legislature, that there are magic bullets or silver bullets that are going to help improve. It's a systemic approach, and it's a mix of strategies.